Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the 17th Arcana of Starlight. The stars decree, the covenant demands. In whispers we govern, through the elements we obscure. In static we command, in nightmares we pursue. We are earth and air, we are fire and water. We are the remembered, we are the returned. We are the whispers, in silence we thrive. You know, the saying goes, you are what you consume. And like responsible adults today, me and my girlfriend were out wine shopping for the homemade dinner she made me today. And I found the perfect wine considering the nature of my being, dark horse. Considering I am a dark horse, that's definitely one of my favorite references lately. I found to be exceptionally perfect for this scenario. Now, the 17th Arcana of Starlight describes a deep conflict in partnerships and communication that ultimately leads to spiritual renewal and greater clarity. This combines astrological symbolism with the esoteric wisdom of the Tarot. Now, with the astrological opposition here, I'm titling this The Tower of Shattered Beliefs, the Mercury-Saturn opposition. In the 7th house of partnerships, it represents core challenges, with Mercury being communication versus Saturn, limitation. In the 7th house specifically, this is going to be partnerships. The aspect creates a tug of war between the desire for a clear, open communication, Mercury, and feelings of doubt, criticism, and heaviness, which is Saturn, within relationships. The 7th house signifies one-on-one relationships, contracts, and legal matters. Considering that this opposition specifically is sitting in what's known as a sensitive degree, which I have touched on another video, the sensitive degree here is the fact that since Saturn implies the dynamic is not just a general challenge, but deeply personal, karmic, or a fated event. It suggests a profound karmic lesson to be learned in relation to communication and boundaries in partnerships. Now, the Tower of Old Beliefs. This conflict is the equivalent of the preceding tarot card, the Tower. The tension shatters old, rigid belief systems about how relationships should be and should work, revealing deep flaws in communication foundation. Past fears and insecurities about rejection or criticism, Saturn, make open, honest dialogue, which is Mercury, feel like a risky endeavor, whereas sometimes you might feel like you're tiptoeing on eggshells. With the Star of Renewed Perspective, the 17th Arcana of Starlight refers to the Tarot card, symbolizing hope, healing, and profound inspiration that follows a period of upheaval. Now, the interpretation here is going to reframe the conflict as a necessary prelude to spiritual growth and ascension. While healing through awareness, where the opposition creates an intense but unavoidable awareness of the deep-seated communication problems in partnerships, by facing and healing these central wounds, the individual can rebuild with new, more profound wisdom. Inspiration is going to come from clarity, which shows that Starlight, if you actually have Starlight, is going to be a flash of insight and renewed sense of purpose that comes after the old ways of communication have failed. And painful communication lessons here lead to a profound understanding of what a healthy relationship requires. Releasing the past is going to be exposing the card depicting a figure pouring water onto both the land and into the stream. It symbolizes the release of old energy and the nurturing of new life. In this context, it represents releasing the limiting beliefs and fears about communication, being Saturn, to receive intuitive guidance and create healthier, more authentic partnerships. Now, a synthesis of this interpretation is going to come through as an interpretation suggesting the intense, painful friction in communication relationships, the Mercury opposite Saturn, serves a greater purpose. It is a necessary catalyst for a period of introspection and healing, which is the Star. The path forward is not to fix the conflict, but force by force, but to embrace the tension as a guide towards greater wisdom. The Starlight here, if you will, is going to represent the possibility of achieving a higher perspective where the struggle of communication and boundaries transforms into a source of deep relational insight. The lesson is that true connection comes not from avoiding the hard conversations, but from confronting them to build more resilient and spiritually aligned relationships. Like, communication is key. It's, how you open the door to grow together. And, this is coming from me. I have horrible past experiences. I'm sure most people have heard. I'm an absolute monster. I love being a villain in every story. We'll see how that plays out soon. Now, the astrological trine here, coming through as cosmic downloads and revelations, is what I'm titling this specific trine, which is Mercury trine Uranus. Now, in this aspect, it's describing a sudden and intuitive breakthrough in understanding deep emotional, psychological, or financial issues. The harmonious aspect provides a direct channel for innovative and transcendent insights, bringing hope and healing after a period of intense transformation. This specific Mercury-Uranus trine in the 8th house creates a harmonious and natural flow of energy, obviously trine, natural flow, between the planets of communication and innovation, channeled through the house of transformation and hidden matters. Mercury being mind and communication, trine Uranus being innovation and higher mind, the trine acts as like an open conduit, allowing for sudden brilliant insights and cosmic downloads that feel like a light bulb turning on unexpectedly. Now, the thought process is very unconventional, allowing you to see solutions that others can't directly correlate or connect the dots to. It's illogical, by all means, in the sense of the word, but it's rational in your mind in the way it pops up. In the 8th house, which is transformation, intimacy, and shared resources, these insights are directed towards the deep and often taboo subjects of the 8th house, which can manifest as financial breakthroughs, a sudden and intuitive understanding of complex financial matters such as taxes, inheritances, or investments, leading to a new innovative approach. Psychological revelations are going to lead to profound and sudden insights into your own unconscious motivations or a hidden depth of a partner's psyche, facilitating a deep emotional transformation. Now, and the last one, secrets come into light. Not the ones you tell on the G-board to make loud sounds coming across the wave of the audience afar. An effortless ability to perceive what is hidden beneath the surface, revealing secrets in a way that feels like a natural rather than forced discovery. With hope and transformation, the 7th Arcana of Starlight, referencing the star card again, we're going to frame this narrative of spiritual renewal. Now, hope after the storm, in the tarot, the star, XVII, follows the tower, XVI, a card of sudden upheaval and destruction. The Mercury-Uranus trine in the 8th house functions as the star. After experiencing deep transformation and crisis, the 8th house's potential for upheaval, this aspect brings a sense of renewal, optimism, and inspiration. With intuition as a guiding light, the starlight, if you will, is going to symbolize the intuitive guidance that comes after the ego's constructs have been broken down. The brilliant insights provided by the trine feel like a guiding light, leading you towards a brighter future and clearer sense of purpose. Healing through understanding. The star's message of healing is realized through the deep psychological understanding offered by the trinal aspect. By gaining new perspectives on profound issues, you are able to heal old wounds and move forward with clarity and faith in the future. Now, the Mercury-Uranus trine in the 8th house here, reframed and synthesized, is going to represent the gift of brilliant insight into life's deepest mysteries. This is a harmonious aspect that offers hope and renewal after a period of profound transformation. The mind, Mercury, is open to cosmic, unconventional wisdom, Uranus. The Egyptians were heavy on Uranus energy for hidden matters and mysteries of life. It's directly linked to areas of shared resources, intimacy, and the psyche, the eighth house, acting as a guiding starlight that helps you navigate towards a path of deep healing and creative expression. With the Tower of Shattered Illusion, the Mercury-Neptune opposition is going to create a constant tension between two very different ways of perceiving reality. This is Mercury opposition Neptune, and I titled that one The Tower of Shattered Illusions. With Mercury being the mind and logic versus Neptune, illusion and spirituality here, Mercury is going to seek clarity, logic, and concrete facts, while Neptune operates in the realm of dreams, intuition, and non-linear spiritual reality. This is only comprehended by those exiting initiation and becoming a true adeptus into the magnus opus of their alchemical transmutation and ascension through life. Those projecting a falsity in this energy aren't really going to understand how to tap into that energy or flow with whatever pops in the head. They're going to be confused and lost in the sauce. Now, the opposition here makes this difficult to reconcile two modes of perception. Perception is key, too. With the ninth house linking to beliefs, travel, and higher education, the conflict plays out in the domain of personal philosophy, spiritual beliefs, and the search for meaning. There can be a struggle to articulate or find a rational basis for one's deepest faith. Like, when you actually believe in God, we don't hide behind a mask and we're low-key devil worshippers. We legitimately believe in God, and we have no doubt in that, and we don't need to explain a relationship with God because it's not as simple as a label of Christianity, Catholicism, because some of us operate on multiple pillars, whereas we respect all energies that be, while operating under the grand architect himself. We do not worship in this house. We learn from these teachers as they offer much wisdom. All right, where was I? It can also manifest as intellectual confusion or being misled by spiritual gurus or deceptive philosophical ideas. Now, with shattered illusions, the opposition can feel like the experience of the Tower Arcana XVI, which precedes the star in the Tarot, a core belief system of truth, which is the ninth house, is shattered, revealing a fundamental misconception or illusion through Neptune in one's worldview. Now, with the Star of Renewed Faith here, this is coming through as symbolizing hope, healing, and spiritual guidance, revealing higher purpose of the struggle. With finding hope in the void, and this is when we actually delve into the shadow self and the dark night of the soul, and we exit past Malkuth and peek through the veil, and we climb the tree of life and go down the tree of death, and we actually exit on the other side after truly ascending past the abyss and the abysmal plane and beyond that, and coming back, almost bringing something back with us through brink of death experience. After the ninth house's philosophical structure has collapsed, the individual is left in a state of confusion. Now, the star represents finding hope and a guiding light in that very darkness. Enter in Hecate. The path forward is not built on a new set of dogmatic beliefs, but on a newfound faith in intuitive, spiritual side of life. With intuition as a guide, working with Hecate too as a point of reference in this one, the Starlight symbolizes the intuitive guidance that emerges once the noise of the rational mind, Mercury, has been overwhelmed by the emotional and non-ordinary, Neptune. The individual learns to trust their gut feeling as a compass towards truth rather than relying solely on empirical data. With healing through expanded consciousness, the star is going to offer healing and renewal. As an aspect, healing is going to come through integrating the spiritual and intuitive aspects of the self with the geological mind. The purpose of the opposition is to force the mind to expand beyond its rational limits, allowing for a deeper, more profound, more compassionate understanding of the world, It's like when somebody uses Medusa to stonewall somebody, and being a metaphysical alchemist, we understand that that wall doesn't necessarily apply to us in our realm of natural laws of physics to dictate our reality. We walk through that wall, embrace the Medusa energy, and return it in a backlash. With the synthesis here, the Mercury-Neptune opposition in the 9th house is going to be viewed, again, as a necessary journey through confusing intellectual and spiritual fog. The tension forces a fundamental shift in perception, moving from a solely rational understanding of higher truths to a integration. I don't know why I did that. I'm overemphasizing for some reason. That might be key. It's an integration of intuition and faith. Now, the ultimate result is a profound renewal of spirit and a guidance sense of purpose that feels more authentic and deeply felt. Born from disillusion, which is one of the steps of alchemy, which I touched in another video. You might want to backtrack and watch that one, touching on into dissolution into an infinity method in omnikinetic formula, method, and being. Dissolution of old methods. The deep-seated professional insight here, I'm labeling the trine, Mercury trine Pluto. This is providing a harmonious flow of energy, suggesting the integration of Mercury and Pluto's quality in the 10th house, which is happening naturally and powerfully nonetheless. Mercury, communication, and Pluto, transformation. In the 10th house is going to be the career here. The combination of these three create a naturally deep and penetrating mind focused on professional and public life. The individual possesses an innate ability to uncover hidden information and delve into complex subjects. And it gets to the root of power dynamics into the workplace. A detective career, the placements can suggest a path involving investigation, research, dealing with powerful or taboo subjects. Psychic detective would be a natural career for somebody embodying this energy, as we have gut intuition, we have that gut feeling, and we follow those little feelings and connect the dots, whereas we're making little, what do I want to say, fireflies on the wall, and we're letting it light up the board with information and mapping it out as if it's a star cluster that we're using in as reference to map imperative information, tracking things. Now, this person is also going to be successful in fields like forensic accounting, psychological counseling, corporate strategy, C-suite coaches, mentoring upper management to delegate their tasks more effectively, efficiently, and productively so it's more cohesive to the task and objective at hand, whereas clear communication is across the board in uniform, where everybody operates in unity rather than in opposition. And any role where deep analysis or uncovering hidden truths are valued. We have powerful communication, not so much as superficial, but strategic and psychologically potent here. This individual can use their words to influence, persuade, and transform corporate narratives or public perceptions. This is going to be somebody who naturally can influence the room just by existing. Presence is real power. Not words, not bragging, not clout, not, masks people want to wear, Half the people you're trying to impress don't even like you. And I found the other half don't even like themselves. So, it's an interesting masquerade, if you will. Where these things come into place, there is hope after crisis. I'm speaking from experience. This interpretation here, we're going to be reframing the intense professional focus as a journey towards healing and authentic purpose. Now, renewal after the storm. The 10th house can often involve public crises or periods of professional upheavals, if you will. Kill careers. I don't know why that song from Freddy Krueger keeps popping into my head. Freddy's coming for you. Somebody has Freddy coming after them. So if you get nightmares, in nightmares we pursue. Now, the Starlight is going to suggest after navigating a period of intense transformation, Pluto is going to exude a sense of clarity, hope, and renewed professional purpose. And this is going to be emerging naturally. The person may find their true professional calling only after shedding old identities or career paths or masks in order to survive constantly being subjected to fight or flight scenarios where you didn't know what was going to go on and you were afraid to sleep because, well, collaboration sometimes doesn't always go in a productive area. Hopefully there's no receipts of that. Healing through corporate or public narrative, though. Just as the star brings healing, this aspect suggests that the individual can use their deep insight to heal and transform dysfunctional corporate environments or public perceptions. They have the ability to speak a powerful healing truth that helps rebuild after a crisis. Now, letting the true nature shine through here. The naked woman on the star card symbolizes authenticity and vulnerability. The individual with this placement can find success not by conforming to external expectations, but by shedding old professional masks and allowing their deep, truthful wisdom to shine through. I'm one who values my weirdos, my oddballs, my black sheep, my dark horses, the underdogs, people that don't really have a giant circle. Those are usually my people because they're more introspective. They understand things on a multitude of levels and forms of communication that normal civilians, I'll refer to it, can't even begin to comprehend. And it's just fantastic. Conversating with people of that dynamic, it's just phenomenal. They get you and you get them, and it's a truly stimulating form of conversing that is just abstract and obscure to the simple-minded. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. Now, the Mercury trine Pluto in this 10th house is going to be interpreted, again, as the Starlight, Arcana. This is going to be representative through harmonious and intuitive access to profound insights with one's professional life. This is not about struggling for power or fucking for power. It's about effortless understanding and navigating it. The individual is gifted with a mind that can see beneath the surface, enabling them to make impactful change in their career. The ultimate purpose here of this deep and mental professional journey is to move past the superficial and into a place of authentic, starlit purpose. This is transforming not just on their own path, but the very systems they work within. We've got Mercury in Virgo as the meticulous self-examination. Mercury in Virgo's energy is characterized by a very precise and discerning and detail-oriented mind. It is a placement that is not satisfied with surface-level understanding, but strives to break down and organize information for practical use. The internal process, the Virgo influences on Mercury, manifests as a mental editing function, if you will, where one critically analyzes information, thoughts, and past experiences to identify flaws and inefficiencies. This can be a relentless, self-correcting process of finding what needs fixing, even if nothing's broken. It's just a natural part of being a Virgo. Now, the path through doubt is going to be a placement where we have hope bundled in a thick layer of suspicion. The perfectionism critical analysis, if taken to an extreme, me to a T, because my natal chart is a damn polygon if I'm using sacred geometry as a reference point, and polygons don't compute or systemically make sense. It's an unquantifiable phenomenon that is non-naturally existing. If taken to an extreme, it can lead to overthinking and a focus on what's wrong, potentially creating internal turmoil. Now, a cleansing ritual here is going to be a step towards renewal. The detailed self-assessment is like the cleansing and purification ritual symbolized on the star card. The methodical mind is going to review what is no longer serving its purpose, preparing for a fresh start. It's like an internal struggle to push out what don't work and move towards what you know is going to. This is where the renewal of hope comes into play. Now, the star on the Tarot card often appears after the destruction and upheaval of the tower. It's a message of renewed hope, inspiration, and a fresh sense of purpose that emerges after a crisis has cleared away the old. Now, hope through clarity, and clarity is a wonderful thing. Detrimental to some, but a wonderful thing nonetheless. The healing from Mercury in Virgo's critical analysis comes when the mind finds a practical path forward. The Starlight is going to be a flash of insight that brings clarity and a sense of direction after the internal clutter has been sorted through. Naturally, as a Virgo, we thrive on organization, structure, and efficiency, perfectionism. With purpose through authenticity, the star card depicts a figure in a vulnerable state, naked and open to the universe. For Mercury and Virgo, this means finding a purpose that is based on one's most authentic, honest truths after stripping away facades and ego attachments. These are things that we can actually sacrifice on the pyre working with Hecate. Not necessarily go kill people or things and steal souls and be on that weird shit. I personally would sacrifice the self, the ego, the narcissistic aspect of myself, the three facades that I offer to the three faces of Hecate, and work with each aspect individually, throwing myself on the pyre and igniting myself by the internal flame to calcinate and rebirth. Calcination into resurrection, into explosive personal expansion through Jupiter. Now, service as a guiding light here. Virgo's innate desire to be service merges with the star's message of replenishing for the collective good. The intellectual gifts refined by Mercury and Virgo are applied to help others, transforming practical wisdom into an act of healing. Now, the mental process of Mercury and Virgo, which is focused on critical analysis, refinement, and organization, prepares the way for a profound healing and renewed purpose offered by the 17th Arcana, Starlight. This journey involves making through a stage of meticulous self-examination and a potential self-doubt to emerge with a crystal clear version and a new sense of hope. The hard work of the Virgo mind clears the path for the spiritual insights of the star to shine through. This is going to be allowing the most practical and helpful intelligence to serve a higher purpose. I have the 16th angel of Hakamia coming through. Attributes and abilities of Hakamia. Hakamia is known for protection. It protects against traitors, oppressive forces, and disloyalty. It's kind of like having your own secret service or special ops that observe you from afar, possibly a mile, an observation, ensuring that within your circumference and circle, the square cannot attack the trine. We've got character traits where the individual is under Hakami's influence are often described as frank, brave, passionate, and sensitive to matters of honor. Like when people dishonor their oaths, oaths of office, oaths to life, oaths to existence, oaths to humanity, oaths to being, oaths to knowledge. These are things that are very dishonorable to me. Leadership and loyalty here. The angel is a protector of leaders and those who must guide others, ensuring loyalty and inspiring courage. This would be somebody operating in primordial energy in a sense of purpose, where once this is realized and the awakening begins and the dragon opens fully and that code launches, that purpose is going to supersede any malice intent. Awareness is going to be had, but it will be rendered ineffective and returned immediately. Now, Hakami is associated with granting victory to those who invoke its assistance, and we are invoking Hakamia right now. With following this structured and analytical focal view, the angel Hakamia is going to be loyalty after betrayal. Hakami's influence, with the name meaning the raising god, provides protection and victory against oppressive forces and traitors. This directly corresponds to the preliminary stage, like the turmoil of the tower, which precedes the star in the tarot. The initial crisis, one must confront and overcome the forces of disloyalty and oppression, symbolized by Hakamiya's protective influence. This could be a betrayal of trust, an assault on honor, or a difficult power dynamic where you are being strong-armed, coerced, extorted, blackmailed, and or threatened by a large group against one person. It's going to be a test of integrity. Hakamiya's association with loyalty and honor means this challenge is a test of one's integrity. A path to victory is paved with frankness, courage, and faithfulness to one's principles or principalities. The path to renewal here is by standing firm and relying on this angelic guidance, and one raises up or ascends, if you will, their spirit from the ashes of betrayal, preparing for renewal that falls. This is where we are the capital A going double A, becoming triple A plus plus, premium side of being. We've got the divine gift of renewal here. After navigating the period of conflict under Hakamiya's guidance, the esoteric journey is going to shift the qualities of the star through the spiritual healing and renewal hope, which is symbolized by one's steadfastness as a reward. The inner light after darkness, the starlight, if you will, represents the spiritual inspiration that emerges after confronting and overcoming internal and external conflicts. The hope and clarity are not superficial, but are born from forcing deep betrayal and staying true to oneself. Healing the core wound, the star card symbolizes healing and renewal. For one who has experienced betrayal, this means healing the spiritual or emotional wounds caused by disloyalty. Hakami's protection provides the courage to make oneself vulnerable again, as shown by the figure on the star card. This is whereas people like to project their insecurities to try to have somebody embody that energy that they are worthless and unworthy and below dirt. And then you overcome this and you take that step and you find a renewed sense of love and enjoyment in life and well-being, and you're just content all the way around in every sense of the word, minus a few major details that are self-correcting as we speak. Now, purpose to resilience. The resilience and fortitude built through Hakami's protection empower the individual to find higher purpose. Symbolized by the star's message of spiritual guidance and hope, the experience of overcoming betrayal allows one to share this hard-won wisdom with others, spreading a new type of healing. Truly healing people by helping other people build themselves up, not destroying or ruining people's lives for shits and giggles. Now, interpreting Hakamiya through the 17th Arcana Starlight suggests a two-part spiritual process. First, facing and overcoming betrayal and oppression with courage and unwavering loyalty, guided by the protective energy of Hakamiya. I've had many attempts of people dissuade me from my belief and loyalty to God. I've had people that hid behind Christianity that were trying to force a following of Satanism onto me. When I have worked with that energy, I do not worship the devil. I work with, like King Solomon, I follow the Solomonic rite. I work with demons and angels to learn from them so I can myself grow and help other people grow and raise up themselves. I am in a endless pursuit of knowledge. I don't chase material wealth. Material wealth chases me. And I will get what I need, and I always have what I need. I value knowledge over things because then I have more depth and substance to communicate with people around me that I care about. And it has helped me build a more solid foundation with people, whereas I have more to talk about rather than just look at this shit that I buy, or look at this shit that I like, or look at this shit that I have. Cool. What's in here? Not a whole lot, I'm sure. Now, Hakamiya, the second part, is embracing renewal, renewed hope, spiritual healing, and divine guidance symbolized by the star itself. As a result of having successfully navigated this crisis, the angel and the arcana work in tandem, ensuring that the victory over darkness is met with a profound and lasting impact and inner light. That's all I have for you guys today. This is probably one of the longer videos that I've done, but I Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.